Hey everyone, welcome back. In this tutorial, I'm going to walk you through step by step exactly how to reserve a hotel room online using Booking.com. We'll go from a blank search all the way through to a confirmed printed booking. So by the end, you'll be able to do this yourself with total confidence. Let's jump right in. First things first, I'm on the Booking.com homepage, and you can see the question right at the top, asking where to next. This is where we start. I'll click into the destination field and type in the city we're heading to, which in this case is Calgary, Canada. Once that's selected, I need to set my travel dates. I'll click on the date field and a calendar pops up. I'm going to select a check-in date and a checkout date for our stay. You can scroll through the calendar to whichever month you need and just click your start and end dates. Next, I'll set how many people are traveling. I'll click on the guests and rooms field, and a small pop-up appears letting me adjust the number of adults, children, and rooms. I'll bump the adults up and add an extra room since maybe we're traveling with a friend or colleague. Once everything looks right, I'll click Done and then hit that big yellow search button to pull up our results. Booking.com also keeps track of your recent searches, so if you've looked up a destination before, you might see it listed right on the homepage for quick access next time. Now we're on the results page for Calgary. On the left, you've got a whole panel of filters: budget range, star rating, property type, popular amenities. Feel free to narrow things down here if you have specific preferences. On the right, we've got a scrollable list of hotels, each with a photo, name, star rating, guest score, and price for the length of our stay. Take your time scrolling through this list. Comparing a few properties side by side really helps you land on the best combination of price, location, and amenities for your trip. Let's take a look at a couple of options. Here's the Country Inn & Suites by Radisson in Northeast Calgary. Solid rating, reasonable price. One more thing worth mentioning. Prices on Booking.com can fluctuate based on demand, so if you're not in a rush, it sometimes pays to check back a day or two later before locking in your dates. That said, popular properties like this one can sell out quickly, so weigh that against the risk of missing your preferred room. I'll hover over it and click See Availability to check out the details page, where you can see room types and pricing broken down further. But let's go with a different property for this walkthrough, the Radisson Hotel and Conference Center at Calgary Airport. I'll click See Availability on that listing to open its full page. Once we're on the Radisson Hotel and Conference Center page, you can see the full photo gallery, guest reviews, star rating, and a map showing exactly where it's located near Calgary International Airport. Scrolling down, you'll see icons for popular amenities like breakfast, free Wi-Fi, an airport shuttle, and a fitness center, plus a full description of what the property offers. Notice the photo carousel near the top of the page too. You can click through it to get a real feel for the rooms, common areas, and exterior of the property before committing. It's always worth spending a minute browsing these images, especially if you're booking somewhere you've never stayed before. Further down the page is where things get important: the room options table. Each row shows a different room type along with its price, cancellation policy, and whether breakfast or other perks are included. I'll pick the room that fits our budget and needs and set the quantity to 1 using the drop-down or plus button next to it. If you're not sure which room fits best, it's worth comparing a couple of the listed options against each other. Sometimes a slightly higher price includes breakfast, free cancellation, or airport parking, which can end up being better value overall. Once selected, I'll click the Reserve button for that room. Before finalizing, take a second to review the details, and don't forget to check the cancellation policy on whichever room you pick. Most listings clearly state a free cancellation deadline, so you've got some flexibility if your plans happen to change before your trip. The room type, number of nights, whether it's refundable, and the total price including any Genius loyalty discount if you're a member. Also, keep an eye on the price breakdown as you go, since it usually separates the room rate, taxes, service fees, and any loyalty discount, so you know exactly what you're paying for and where any savings are coming from. When everything looks correct, I'll click Reserve with Genius Discount, or just the standard Reserve button if that applies to you, to move on to the next step. Booking.com will ask you to sign in or create an account at this point, so I'll go ahead and log in. Once that's done, we land on the guest details page. Here, you'll fill in your first name, last name, email address, country or region, and phone number. Double-check the spelling on all of these, especially your email, since that's where your confirmation will be sent. It's a good idea to use the same email address you check regularly, since Booking.com sends your confirmation, any updates from the property, and receipts to that inbox. If you're booking on behalf of someone else, you can indicate that in the Who is this booking for section as well. Below that, you'll see a few optional checkboxes. Things like paperless confirmation, updating your account details, and questions about who the booking is for and whether you're traveling for work. Answer those however applies to you. There's also an Add to Your Stay section where you can request things like an airport shuttle, flight options, or a rental car if you're interested, plus a special request box if you have anything specific to ask the property, like an early check-in or a particular room preference. If you have any dietary needs, mobility requirements, or you're arriving very late at night, this is the place to mention it. Properties can't always guarantee they'll meet every request, but most will do their best to accommodate you if they know in advance. Once all your details look good and the fields show a check mark confirming they're valid, scroll down and click Next, Final Details to move forward. Now we're on the payment step. First, you'll choose when you want to pay. Either pay online now, pay closer to your stay, or pay directly at the property when you check in. Pick whichever works best for you. Whichever payment timing you choose, Booking.com is usually pretty clear about when your card will actually be charged, so read that fine print if you want to avoid any surprises on your statement. Then choose how you want to pay: a saved card, a new card, or another method like Google Pay or PayPal. If you're entering a new card, fill in the cardholder's name, card number, expiration date, and CVC code. Double-check your card number and expiration date carefully here. A small typo is one of the most common reasons a booking fails to go through on the first try. Before you submit, take a moment to review your booking details, price summary, and any taxes or fees one more time. When you're ready, click the Complete Booking button to finalize your reservation. After clicking Complete Booking, you might see a quick pop-up asking if you want to save your payment details for next time. That's entirely optional. Feel free to click No Thanks if you'd rather not. A quick tip here: if the pop-up asks you to save your Windows credentials or verify it's you for autofill, that's just your browser's own security feature. You can safely skip it by clicking No Thanks unless you specifically want your browser to remember your card details for next time. The site will then show a couple of loading screens while it processes your information and confirms everything with the property. And there we go, your booking is confirmed. You'll see your confirmation number and PIN right on the screen, along with a prompt to manage your trip through the Booking.com app. There's even a QR code you can scan to pull up your confirmation on your phone instantly, which is great for quick access at check-in. I'd recommend downloading the Booking.com app as well if you haven't already. It makes managing your reservation, contacting the property, and pulling up your confirmation at check-in a lot more convenient than digging through your email. Finally, let's save a copy for our records. I'll click to save the confirmation, and you'll get the option to either send a link to your phone or print a physical copy. I'll go ahead and click Print Full Version, choose English, and save it as a PDF with a clear file name, something like Canada Hotel Reservation, so it's easy to find later. Saving a PDF copy is especially handy if you're traveling somewhere with unreliable internet or roaming charges. That way, you've always got proof of your reservation on hand without needing to load a web page. And that's it. Once it's saved, you can open it anytime to double-check your dates, confirmation number, or hotel details. And that's the entire process, from searching for a hotel in Calgary all the way to a saved, printed confirmation. Follow these same steps for any destination, and you'll have your next